Hello, everybody! I got to play Splatoon Raiders early. And of course, I know what you're probably wondering. How is that possible? You're not a YouTuber who's big enough to be invited. And you're right, I'm not. However, Nintendo recently released an in-store demo for Splatoon Raiders at certain participating locations, like Walmart, Target, Best Buy, and GameStop. Who would ever go to GameStop? And so I figured I'd go through and try out the in-store demo to get a feel for what Raiders is like. And I made a post after coming back from the store from trying out the demo, and yeah, no, it's my thoughts. It is my thoughts exactly right now. I really do just want to play the game, the demo more, because like it was just that fun, honestly. So, what was it like playing the demo? Like what was it like exactly? And honestly, the in-store demo was really fun. Honestly, it's like I'm just gonna be honest. Splatoon Raiders, after trying out the demo, is nothing like what is it doesn't it's basically Splatoon, but it's nothing like any Splatoon game I've played, and I've played all three of them. It's quite a different experience, and I think a lot of that comes from the fact it's got the gadgets, which alter the gameplay a lot. The gameplay overall is a whole hell of a lot different, given you have the gadgets. And one thing I was expecting to happen when I first started playing and got to start actually trying out the gadgets, like I was expecting to go through and struggle to comprehend the fact that like I got two sub buttons essentially, one for my right gadget and the other one for my left gadget, and I was fully expecting it to like struggle to to remember like, oh yeah, I have a sub button, I have a second gadget I can use. But it wasn't like that at all. It was actually really intuitive, like actually genuinely intuitive. It was just as simple as like, oh yeah, okay, like all right, let me use my other gadget, boom, and like my muscle memory adapted to be able to do that. And it was I wasn't expecting it. And like the gameplay is really fun. I got to try out all three of the gadgets. Like the demo only restricts you to 3 levels. One of them being the intro tutorial level that we saw in the first treehouse. And not only that, you only get those 3 levels. You also only have 15 minutes to play the entire demo. Meaning, if you're still on like level 2, like you're going through and like level 2 exploring everything, there's a good chance you might accidentally, like you might just hit the 15-minute limit and have to start over all the way over again. That's kind of annoying, in my opinion, but it makes sense given it's an in-store demo, so they don't want you like hogging up the thing for too long. That didn't stop me and my dad, because I went with my dad. We were both Splatoon fans, so I went with my dad, and I went through, played the thing twice. My dad went through and played the thing twice. And so what I started off with was the speed tank, and then I went and tried out the tactical tank. And like the speed tank, you get the gadgets, the Booyah Ring and this Blast Boot. And with the power tank, you get the splatter lights and the splat shit. The tactical tank, you get the shot pot and the bomb balloons, and that's about it. And you only get two levels to try out like the tanks. If you want to try out this third tank, you gotta do a second run. So we had to go through and play the demo twice in order to try out all three of the tanks, and we did. And here's my thoughts on all three of the tanks. The speed tank is really fun. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna combine the power tank in here too, because they're practically the same in the demo. The speed tank has more mobility, the power tank has more base damage, but they're practically the same in how they shred salmonids. So yeah, I started off with the speed tank, And with the and using the boomerang and the blast boots at the same time just allowed me to go through and mow down salmonids constantly. And if I ever got into a pickle, I could just use the blast boot to get out. Of course, I didn't do that very often. I kept diving right back into the salmonids to deal more and more damage. I could just get out by doing the sploosh technique of just keep inking the floor. Just keep inking the floor as you move. Like directly under your feet, just keep inking your feet as you move. And all that. I just kept doing that to get out of dodge and all that. In my first attempt, I don't think I even took damage. However, the tactical tank, I'm going to be honest, that the tactical tank was the hardest tank to play with, entirely because the way it works is it's a support class essentially. The tactical tank is pretty much support. So like you're not really doing a lot of the base damage. You're pretty much setting up shop to make it easier for either yourself to mow down salmonids or your teammates. And the bomb balloons, I'm pretty sure it's kind of infinite how many bomb balloons you can throw out. But yeah, so it was like setting it all up is like kind of difficult, especially when you have a bunch of salmonids chasing you down. However, it's really fun going through and successfully using both of the gadgets, utilizing the tactical tank. On it, like genuinely, it was difficult, but it was really fun, and I managed to like completely obliterate the thick cut salty tongue on my first run through the demo. It was like, damn. Like, it was difficult, but damn, I shredded him. However, it's really funny, because my second run through, I tried out the power tank on level 2, so I could see what it was like. And the power tank, I already, like, briefly mentioned it, but, like, the power tank is incredibly, like, fun. It's incredibly fun. It's incredibly overpowered. I'm gonna be honest, I completely underestimated how, like, when I originally talked about all the different gadgets, I completely underestimated how powerful these splatolites are when you combine it with your main weapon, and then rushing in with the splatchet and just obliterating an entire crowd of salmonids. Honestly, really good. It's a really good tank. Honestly, the gadgets are really good on that one. All three of them are really good. It's just that the tactical tank, you have to go through and set things up first, which can be kind of a pain. All three of the tanks were fun, and I went through and tried out the speed tank for my second run through, and my dad actually recorded this bit and all that. He recorded me going through and like playing with the the third level with the speed tank, and honestly, it was really, 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 really quick. Like, I think I'm just really good at just utilizing all of the all the abilities that I'm given. Cause like, I pretty much shredded the thick cut salty tongue at the end of the sub level. Cause like level 1 is a tutorial, level 2 is a normal like treasure hunt level, and then level 3 is the sub level thing, the kind of level where you gotta dig down further and further to get your treasure. It was one of those levels, and it was like I got through the boss fight at the end really quickly. Like it was insane. Like it was insane. Like it would have went quicker if I just focused down the thick cut salty tongue. Honestly, and it's just like, my God. And I'm like low level as far as I'm aware when it comes to the demo. Like I'm like, as far as I'm aware, I'm starting off at a low level, and I'm already obliterating a thick cut salty tongue. Like the poor guy like got stun locked for a few times there when I started attacking him. And so I'm just sitting here wondering, how powerful am I gonna get with this? How ridiculous is this game gonna get when it comes to like difficulty? And like, and not only that, how ridiculous is it gonna get when it comes to my power? How ridiculously powerful am I going to get? Because like, if I'm shredding salmonids like that, with just the blast boot and booyah completely unupgraded, that to me seems kind of suspicious. Suspicious for like how powerful I'm going to get. Of course there's always the chance they might have made the player more powerful for the demo, just so that's easier for new players to go through all three of the levels, and they are the first three levels of the game, I'm pretty sure. However, I do wonder if the game's gonna be like get ridiculous at some point with how powerful we're gonna get, honestly. But nonetheless, the whole thing was fun. I really enjoyed it. And there's of course a few of kind of interesting things that I actually came across when that I saw that I actually took individual pictures of. Of course, I took pictures of like the like demo stand with Raiders, and like one gripe first off that I actually had while playing the demo wasn't even related to the demo itself. It's actually related to the demo stand itself. You're probably not gonna be able to see it in the picture. Like I'm looking at it right now, you're probably not gonna see it in the picture. But but I was using the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller. Like of course, they have the Pro controller and the Joy Cons and the grip kind of like locked in place, so you can't just go through and steal it. Not like you'd want to. The things are probably battered to hell. They're kind of like stuck in place with a little wire connecting them to the console, so you can actually play the thing. However, the length of the cable that ran into the demo stand was so small, and like I felt like I should have, like, it was so small, like it was like so little cable, and I feel like I should have been able to like go through and pull the thing out a bit more so I could actually like better utilize the gyro aim. However, I was kind of stuck in place, kind of having a hard time like moving my camera up. Like every time I'd move my camera up, like I could barely do so. It was like really hard to do so because the cable was so short. And that's not a Splatoon Raiders problem. That is a demo stand problem, and they should give those controllers like just at least this much extra cable in order to like just like I feel like they had like there's like this much cable. If we had like this much, I feel like I could have actually had a much better time. Genuinely, I really did not like playing with the controllers at the demo stand, entirely because it did not feel at all like it did not feel like those controllers were meant to be like turned and like swiveled around and stuff like that. Like it did, like they weren't designed for this kind of movement at all. They were just meant to like kind of sit in place and you just do all this stuff on the controller while it was pretty much just stationary. Like I don't think they intended for that for like you to actually play a Splatoon game on them, which requires you to move the controller around quite a lot. The controller itself moves around quite a lot when you're playing Splatoon, and I don't think they were anticipating that at all. So, and that just kind of worsened the experience overall. And honestly, it's like my least favorite part of the whole experience. And also in the second level, the one that's more like standard treasure hunt, we actually came across a couple new things, a couple new things in the game that I don't think we ever like saw before. One of them, we actually saw the enemy before. I know those little guys that float around with a little propeller on their, I think, their butts. Those little guys actually have a name and all that, of course. And I don't think we ever saw their name anywhere. We saw like the Tong Chum, the Spring Chum, and Sparky, and all that. We saw those guys and got their names already. But the little flying salmonids, the little floaty ones that have little helicopter propellers on their butts, those guys are called Spinooks. They're called Spinooks. which is such a silly name. Oh my god, it's such a silly name. I love it. But yeah, no, like we got to finally get to see like the names of those guys, and then of course there's also these little like little circular like wind things that actually help you float. Like we've already seen the little plant thing that allows you to like do the bot hop thing without the bot. Just so you just like jump up, and so it allows you to like do the whole jump thing. But there's also apparently little circular little wind things that that actually make you float. And we actually see that in the second level as well. And it was like what? We never saw this before. And honestly, I was kind of enthralled by it. It was really cool. Honestly, and that just furthers my belief that we haven't seen everything this game has to offer yet. Once the game comes out, it's going to be such an insane game to play because because I feel like there's going to be so much to this game. And honestly, I can't wait for it to come out. Honestly, it just I went out and played the demo entirely because I want to play the main game right now. I can't wait for it to come out. Honestly, the game is so fun. I want to play. I really wish I could play the demo again. Like after recordings, I really wish I could like go through and play the demo again. But I know I can't. It's like I need to. It's an in-store demo for a reason. It's like only for. It's only you can only play it if you're in the store in one of the participating stores. But yeah, no, it's like it's a really fun demo. I definitely recommend you guys go out and play it yourselves when you have the time. Like go through and play it, like if you can, before the game comes out. Hell, even after the game comes out, you can still go through and play the demo if you can. Just, it's so fun. I definitely recommend it. I definitely recommend playing at least two, playing the demo at least twice. Like go through and play the demo at least twice, because it is really fun, honestly. And I do think you guys should at least experience both of the tanks and all that, and get some experience on both of the tanks before the game comes out, because it is really just that fun. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. It's just a quick little video of me talking about the Splatoon Raiders in-store demo. I figured it would be a cool little thing to talk about, given I just got back from playing it. If you enjoyed the video, you can leave a like and comment down below your thoughts on the in-store demo if you've played it, or maybe any questions you might have. You can leave them down in the comments. I might be able to answer them. Like, this is specifically about the demo. It's not gonna be perfectly like the game, so don't expect my answers to be like perfect. Like, oh, is this gonna be like blah, 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 about the game and all that? It's not gonna be perfect. So I'll do my best to answer just based on what I remember of the demo and all that. But yeah, you can leave your questions and other stuff. Maybe if you've played the demo, you can leave your experiences in the comments. Or if you want to tell me this stuff live, I'm live on both YouTube and Twitch every Saturday, starting somewhere between 12 to 12:30 p.m. EST, and continuing for a while, at least for now. Fairly soon, the schedule is going to change when Raiders finally releases. But for the time being, it's still sticking to the 12 to 12:30 p.m. EST thing. So if you got questions or you got experiences you want about the demo that you want to tell me, but you want to tell me them live, you can do so on the live streams and all that. Every Saturday, 12 to 12:30 p.m. EST, both on YouTube and Twitch and all that. I also got a Stoat server that you guys can join as well. Stoat is an alternative to Discord. It's not perfect, but it's a pretty good alternative, all things considered, because you get a lot of like customization stuff and a lot more privacy than you do on Discord. We're still waiting on like screen sharing and stuff like that, and the like notifications are getting better and all that, but it's not a perfect alternative at the moment. Just if you want to join the Stoat server, I got an invite link in the description that you guys can join whenever. And yeah, I also have a Blue Sky that you guys can follow. A link to that's also in the description. I occasionally post stuff there, whether it be like random little things like what I posted just earlier today when I finally got my chance to play the Splatoon Raiders demo. And I also like to promote my videos and live streams on Blue Sky as well. So you guys can like stay up to date there on my Blue Sky of like stuff that's going on with me, whether I'm like playing a game, a demo for like an in-store demo for another Splatoon game or whatever other thing that happens that I happen to post about. You can get that there on Blue Sky. Follow me there if you want. And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. Thank you everybody for tuning into this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Bye bye, everybody.
Thank you for playing. Oh.